In my first video going over vehicle maintenance and yield loss, we noticed that at 50% you have a good amount of loss, but at 75% you don't have any. So where at in between there do you actually start to see the loss at? Well, stick around. That's what we're going to find out. Welcome back, everybody. Driver53 here, and this is a follow-up video to my last one about the harvester maintenance and how it affects yield. What we did is we had, the 5 different harvesters at 25% increments, but my 75% harvester right here and the header that matches it didn't actually show that it needed repaired. So I wanted to come back in and find out at what point it shows needing repaired. So I got this one back out, put the header on it, which is setting right there, and started working the fields a little bit more. And when I got down to 69%, it gave me the option. Now, it went from 71 to 69 in less than 30 seconds. So I don't know if it has something against 70%. So it could be maybe 70% or 69% where we're sitting at right now. But this is what it is. And if I show you here in the garage, you can see that this one right here has 7.2 hours on it and it's ready for repair. This one's got nothing. So 7.2 hours is the one right there. And if I hop in this one, you can see 7.2 hours. So this is right about 69%. And the header actually matches it exactly. So what I want to do now is do the exact same test. And I want to see if this is the point that it actually, I need this header here. I forgot. I need the good header. So we're going to put the 100% header on here. Okay. And I'm going to see if we still get the same yield on this machine. So I'm going to run the test exactly the same. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how I ran the test, because we're going to do the other test at the same time. So right here, all right, we are going to line this up, and I like to overlap just a little bit so I'm not missing anything on the edge. So here we go. That worker is now going, and they're going to do the entire field, and that is the 75 or 70% header or harvester and the 100% header. And now we're going to grab our 100% harvester here, and we're going to grab that other header. And what I'm doing here is this one is going to be able to tell me the mile per hour difference, because this is how I tested it before. I wanted to see, because it's a fully good maintained harvester, all right, it should not have any problems. And we saw that with the good harvester, well, with the harvester period, it always worked at 6 miles an hour. It was the header that gave us the difference. So we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to set right here. We're going to hit the worker, and boom, here we go. And let's see what kind of speed we're going to get out of this 70% harvester or header. So it's 60% or 6 miles an hour. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't talk tonight. So many exciting things going on right now. So we know that this one right now is at 6 miles an hour. So it's not going to slow down, but it is ready to be maintained. So we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to let this worker finish off the field, and we'll see if we have a yield decrease. All right, and if we don't, we're going to go another 5%, and then we'll run this test again. So I'm going to put this one right back here where it was, and I will be back whenever that worker is done. So we'll see you guys then. All right, everybody, we got this done, and it's 7:24, so that's 1 liter. One. This might be the start of something big here. No, I don't see that as really anything. All the other ones were 7:25. This one's at 7:24. We could be seeing something, but that is such a fine, minute, little bitty thing. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go another 5%. We're going to go down to 65% and see where that kicks in at on the yield. I'm hoping we're going to see something there. So it's going to take me a bit to get this going, but I will be back and we'll be looking at the 60%. All right, here we are. We got that done. I'm going to go ahead and hook this up to the nice header again. So once again, we are at 65%. I think I left off at the last little bit, said 60. We're at 65 now. And it's really interesting because when we were at, one of the other ones, it didn't necessarily show exactly right over on the indicator over there. But if I jump over to here and I come across to here and I go all the way down, you guys are going to be able to see what I'm working with right now is actually 64% because it did the exact same thing again. It was at 66 and then all of a sudden it just jumped down to 64. So it's got something against 70 and 70 and 65. I don't know what it is, but we're going to go ahead and get this fired up and get it going right here. So like I said, this is our really 65%, 64% harvester with the really, really nice header. So this is going to get us our yield. We're going to run back over here and check out the speed on the header, because I'm really, really interested in both of these. It's not just about the yield, it's about the speed also. And I had a comment on my first video that I did here saying that somebody else beat me to this. And, I've actually talked to that person that was mentioned in that, and, they said, go ahead and test the same thing. You might find something different. And I hope that I am. I hope that this right here is different enough for everybody, that, because I don't know of any test that has been done yet where they looked at each incremental step all the way down. And I don't want to take anything away from that person that made that comment, but man, just check out the videos, right? And I think that's the way with everything on the console page. It was a Facebook comment. It wasn't on the actual comment. It wasn't on my actual video. It was on Facebook where I shared it for the console community. And just watch the stuff maybe before we comment things like that, right? There are differences in what I'm doing to what is out there. But as you guys can see, this header is still going at 6 miles an hour. So I think we're going to go ahead and be done with this little bit here. We're going to let that worker over there finish up that field. We will be back and we'll look and see the yield. But right now, I do not see any difference in the speed. And we do know that at 50%, the header should be going 5 miles an hour. So I'm really interested to know where exactly that happens. It didn't happen at 65%, so we've still got a little ways to go. Let's go ahead and get this back in place over here, and then we will go to town on that. So I will see you guys once that worker is done. Alright, so the worker is now done, and as you guys can see, we're at 702 liters, and the worker finished overlapping. We started overlapping, so that is everything on this field, which means here at 65%, we see a difference. So it's really, really intriguing to me that at 70%, we saw that 1 liter difference. And I think that was the very beginning of the decline, right there at that 69%. And as we got down, right, it just kept dropping a little bit more. So what this equals to is about a 3% drop over a 100% harvester. All right, so if you take this all the way to the acre value, like we were talking before, an acre with 100% harvester in this field, little field right here, would have been 2685 liters. And on this one, we're only looking at 2600. So it's only 85 liters for an entire acre, right? But I mean, it shows you that even right here, so you can see where we are on the indicator down there in the bottom right-hand corner, right there is really about the time that I would really start to focus on getting the harvester fixed, right? So about the 3rd dash, right? If you count the little bitty ones too. So once you see it about right there, that's about the time you want to get your harvester fixed. The header was still perfectly fine, but the other really interesting thing that I didn't tell everybody in the last video is the headers actually wear out a lot faster than the harvester does. So I think once you kind of get to the point where it's kicked down into that 5 miles an hour, that's going to be a really, really good indication that you just need to repair both pieces. Okay. because, you know, we've seen that here, right at this point, it's starting to get to the point where you really need it, and that's probably going to be about another 5 to 7% on the header. Roughly is about how much more it's going to be worn down, kind of depending on, you know, how many, if you're constant steady the whole time or if it's got to wait. Because if it's waiting, you know, the header's not running, but the harvester is. So if you're doing a lot of stuff where the worker's having to wait while you're in the field to get to it, then your header's going to wear out not as fast as the harvester. But if you're constantly keeping it, you know, emptied out and it's just constantly running, then that's probably about the point that you're going to see it. This is going to be it for this test, everybody. You know, we did have some comments asking if I was going to do this on other pieces of equipment, and it is very, very possible. If I don't get around to the other one, please understand that, or if I don't get around to it right away, please understand that I want to get some other content, some other tests out that are going to take a little bit less time. I will test this. It is on my list. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, everybody. So I think we learned in this video exactly where that point is, that it starts to really go on the decline for yield. So if you learned anything or enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you would. If you want to be kept up to date on all my latest testing videos or anything precision farming related, think about hitting that subscribe button. And if you do, hit the notification bell too. Have a great day, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver 53, signing off.